It was a Friday morning. Irv Gotti, born Irving Lorenzo, was running one of the hottest record labels on earth. Ja Rule was the biggest rapper alive.
This year's nominees for Best Male Hip-Hop Artist are
Busta Rhymes, Ja Rule, Ludacris, Nas,
all right.
And the best male hip-hop artist goes to Ja Rule, yeah.
Ashanti had just broken a Guinness World Record.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2002 recipient of the great Aretha Franklin Award for Entertainer of the Year. When I grow up, I want to be just like her. Murder, Inc. Def Jam recording star, Ashanti.
First and foremost, she's a beautiful person. Like cutting above anything, she's a beautiful person. And when anybody meets her, they see that. And she's the princess.
Ashanti's a very, very talented young artist, and she just glows.
Murder, Inc. was untouchable. Then the FBI knocked.
You see the curtain just open? Police, open the door.
Dozens of federal agents swarmed the office.
Let's go, Tommy. Tommy in the lobby, Tom. Let's go. Get down the ground now.
They seized computers, financial records, phones. The whole building watched as the hottest label in hip-hop got shut down in real time. The charge, money laundering. The alleged source, a Queens drug lord named Kenneth McGriff. This is the story of how a kid from Hollis, Queens built an empire out of nothing, and how the streets he came from came back to collect. To understand Murder, Inc., you have to understand where Irv Gotti came from. He grew up in Hollis, Queens, the same neighborhood that gave the world Run DMC.
Yeah, remember Run DMC? Well, a lot of people back in their hometown of Hollis, Queens do, including this guy.
He wasn't a rapper, he was a DJ, a music obsessive who lived and breathed the block. He could hear a hit. That was his gift.
Hip-hop is that of an underdog. They love the underdogs. They love the motherfuckers that's coming up. And they put you up there. After they put you up there, they knock you off that pedestal. Now, if that motherfucker comes back from that, you good.
He helped bring DMX to the label.
Very first meeting I have at Def Jam, they're telling me my duties and responsibilities of an A&R person. So I'm sitting there, as soon as when they was finished, yo, we gotta sign DMX. They start laughing. Tina Davis, James Jones, who's my boss, is the senior vice president of the A&R department. They're like, what? They laughing. And they're like, just learn how to do your job first. So they dismissed me. Every meeting after that, I'm saying, yo, when could we sign DMX? And they not letting me do it. So I quit. I'm home for like a week. My phone rings, it's Leo Cohen. Yo, what you doing? I said, yeah, I thought Def Jam was live. Y'all is lame. I ain't with it. He said, what do you mean? I said, you heard me, I ain't with it. I said, I'd rather take my chances on the street doing whatever the I'm doing in the work at Def Jam. Because they wasn't letting me sign DMX. So Leo, Irv, just get back here. Just come back. I'll make it right. Come back. I said, all right. You know what I'm saying? So, Irv Gotti, you know? we shooting this video, and of course, my brother.
Always. Always.
My brother come see me, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Look, y'all gotta get his ride. Hit, and you gotta. Little something. My nigga, tomorrow. I check the crib out.
Travel safe, man.
Access granted. DMX, Irv Gotti. Y'all know how I do.
My name is Thurston Howell III. Yeah. You know.
And I'm Lovey Howell.
Hey, Fifi. This is what we do.
Okay.
He identified Jay-Z's potential before it was obvious to everyone else. And then he found the artist who would define his career, a hungry rapper from Queens named Jeffrey Atkins. The world would come to know him as Ja Rule. Irv believed in Ja Rule before almost anyone else did. There was a rawness to him, a melodic aggression that Irv knew could cross over. He pitched the idea of his own imprint. They gave him $3 million and a distribution deal. In 1999, Murder Inc. Records was born.
You got it? Yo, you got it? You got it? Nigga, oh my God, nigga. Come on, let's go. Let's do whatever we want to do, man. Let's go. Baby, it's your body, can't complain. It's the thing that make me sing. Yeah. Oh, we got it!
Just before 2002, Murder Inc. didn't just succeed, they dominated. Ja Rule dropped Rule 336 in 2000, #1 on the Billboard 200, triple platinum. Then came Pain is Love in 2001, another #1, another triple platinum. Ja Rule was everywhere, radio, TV, magazine covers. He was the sound of the moment.
Oh, yo, getting bored, and I start flipping, hey, you is my thug, you is my love, and I'm like, yeah, that's it, thug loving. And then, who's jumping around on the screen as I'm thinking and putting it together in my head? Bobby Brown.
At one point in 2002, Murder Inc. had the #1 album and #1 single simultaneously. Think about that. One label, controlling the top of the entire charts. The label also started producing crossover hits for other artists. They gave Jennifer Lopez 2 top 10 smashes. They worked with Fat Joe, Mary J. Blige. Murder Inc. wasn't just a rap label anymore. They were a hit factory. Irv had become one of the most powerful men in hip-hop. He was 32 years old and felt invincible. But power in hip-hop rarely comes without shadows, and Irv's shadow had a name. To understand the fall of Murder Inc., you need to understand one name, Kenneth Supreme McGriff. McGriff was a legend in Queens before hip-hop was even an industry. In the 1980s, he built the Supreme Team, a crack cocaine operation, so powerful that at its peak, they were moving over $200,000 worth of product per day. He was sentenced in 1989, served 8 years, and was released in 1997. When Supreme came home, the streets had changed. Hip-hop was the new money, and Supreme, like many street legends of his era, wanted a piece of it. Irv Gotti and Supreme had grown up in the same world. They were from the same streets, spoke the same language. Supreme invested in a movie project connected to the label. He was around the offices. He was around the money. The federal government had been watching Kenneth McGriff for years, and when they saw his name connected to Murder Inc., a label making millions, they got very interested. The accusation that would eventually be filed was this. The government alleged that Irv and his brother Chris had laundered over $1 million in drug proceeds for Supreme through the label's finances. But the investigation had already begun, and it wasn't coming alone. While the feds built their case quietly, Murder Inc. was facing a war on a second front, and this one was public, brutal, and completely relentless. His name was Curtis Jackson. The world knew him as 50 Cent.
I'm not an angel. You know, I've done some things, and when I got shot, it was like karma. What goes around comes around. You know, I've been blessed with the opportunity to change my life. That's how I've been doing it.
Here's a jewel, love your enemies and hate your friends. Your enemies remain the same, your friends always change. I travel state to state, stash box filled with weight, Jaguar, XK8, money machines, count dates. Kites with 5 words, kill them now, don't wait. For 21 years I've been sober, slinging dope and crack. 1 year I've been down with rap, selling I fucking relapse. Hydro and hash, I'm twisting the cash, I'm getting it. Cristal, I'm sipping it. Hot shit, I'm spitting it. Alright?
The origins of the beef are disputed to this day. 50 Cent says it started when Ja Rule's associates robbed him of a chain. Ja Rule says it started when 50 got snubbed at a video shoot on Jamaica Avenue. What isn't disputed is what happened next.
50 got murder, I don't believe you.
I don't believe you. Murder, murder.
My son Troy, well, it was really 50 son. Troy, he robbed Ja Rule.
And I see the nigga, I'm like, hey, what's up? You know, chilling. He see me kicking it with the nigga that robbed him. And he feel like, oh shit, I shouldn't speak to this dude because I know the kid robbed him. But I know this kid, I grew up with him.
Somehow, Ja Rule gonna be there, whatever. We at the same hotel, 50 out there. Dolo, Black Child, all the there, whoever. All I know, bah!
Oh.
The left, southpaw. That left shit, ahead of it. Ja Rule, murder! Eyes.
Y'all can't with this.
Swear to God, when he in the lobby, it's like the eyes growing. Murder! He got a black eye, he got a cookie coming in there.
Yeah.
Like he came in the hotel with a cookie. Bad far away, son. So we get in the elevator, and that's when Fifth showed a Lil Chain that was in Wankster. So he go, look what I got. I got the piece.
50 Cent wrote a song that detailed account of South Jamaica's criminal history. He mentioned Supreme by name.
See niggas fear Prince and respect the Supreme. For you slow motherfuckers, I'ma break it down iller. Supreme was the businessman and Prince was the killer. Remember? He used to push the bulletproof BM, His head get you seasick. I sat back and peeped shit. They roll with easy water then. They get blunted. Had the whole projects working for 50 or 500 as a youth. All I ever did was sell crack. I used to idolize Cat. Hurt me to my heart to hear that nigga snitched on Pat. How he go out like that? Rumors in the hood was just for snitching. I ain't believe that, Paul. He helped me cop my first GSXR, had the 4 and the Z, the 5 and the 3. Used to drive his truck through the hood, dragging jet skis from Joe Wallace to Baby Wise. Don't be surprised at how freely I thought our names of guys who dealt with pies. L got shot in the neck, then toes connect. Them niggas who shot him got him for 10 bricks. Fucking Dominicans turned around and gave him more bricks. Rest in peace to Rich and Ron. Money what they was about, yo. The twins was from Queens, but got crazy cream without pole. Throughout my time I heard tales of Jaime, Frenchie, Jamaican Paulie, Ducky Corley, Rodney bumping chick shit. A lot of niggas flow the way I flow, but they ain't been in the game.
In the streets, this was not taken lightly. In May 2000, 50 Cent was shot 9 times outside his grandmother's house in Queens. He survived. Federal documents later suggested the order came from Supreme himself, in retaliation for the song.
In the Ghetto Quran, when I heard about it, I felt he was doing what a lot of rappers do. He was giving people, you know, they props.
Forgive me for I've sinned over and over again just to stay on top.
Shit. I kind of liked it, the song. When you hear talk of the South Side, you hear talk of the team.
Yo, when you hear talk of the South Side, you hear talk of the team. See niggas fear Prince and respect the Prince.
I know people was like, he's saying too much this and that. Shit, I'm the one that he said the killer. I should be the one most offended.
For you slow motherfuckers, I'ma break it down iller. Supreme was the businessman and Prince was the killer. Remember?
I like the Ghetto Quran, if you want to know the truth. It ain't bothered me one bit. I wasn't offended because I was charged with killing people and I was found not guilty. I'm not gonna get mad because he was giving some words and giving some props. I didn't even think of it like that.
He systematically dismantled his image. He called him soft. He played recordings. He made the whole culture laugh at Ja Rule. And hip-hop audiences who had loved Ja Rule for 3 years started to turn. Ja Rule's 6th album, Blood in My Eye, dropped in November 2003. It debuted at number 3, far below what the label expected. The public had made its choice. 50 Cent won the culture war. With the rap beef bleeding the label's commercial power, the feds made their move.
As soon as they raided me, they sent a letter to the Universal Music Group, said if you give Irving Lorenzo $1, you're going to be his co-defendants.
So they held the
because you gave him that money of which he's helping this fucking drug dealer Supreme out. So you're gonna be his co-defendants. So they stopped me from getting probably like $50 to $60 million.
January 3rd, 2003. Federal agents entered the Murder Inc. offices at One Worldwide Plaza in Manhattan. They seized everything: hard drives, financial ledgers, business correspondence. The label's assets were frozen. Def Jam made them leave the building. The indictment came in 2005. Irv and Chris Gotti were charged with money laundering and conspiracy. The government alleged they had filtered McGriff's drug proceeds through the label, disguising dirty money as legitimate music industry earnings. The trial lasted a month. Both brothers maintained their innocence. The jury deliberated. And on December 2nd, 2005, Irv and Chris Gotti were found not guilty on all charges. Irv walked out of that courthouse a free man.
Tonight, music mogul Irv Gotti got a lift from his attorneys and a verdict that found him not guilty on all counts.
Me and my brother never did anything.
We never did anything. Only thing we was guilty of is being friends with and knowing somebody who was from our neighbor.
After the verdict, the prosecutors walked out of the courthouse and would only say this.
We respect the verdict.
It was a terse statement in contrast to the celebratory mood of Irv Gotti and rap star Ja Rule.
Get ready, we're coming, the music is coming. I'm going to the studio right now, you understand?
I was never in trouble in the first place. I would never have worked this hard, come from having $0 to having millions of dollars to jeopardize it and doing something stupid or illegal. It's not in my make. What's in my make is to be the most loyalist friend and to help my brothers out. Everything this case was about, the messages that it sent was one, if you're a criminal, you stay a criminal. And two, if you're from the hood and you come up and you do well, don't help out nobody from there.
But the label he walked back to was a shell of what it had been. During the 2 years of legal proceedings, Def Jam had not renewed their contracts. The roster had quietly started to scatter. Ashanti was still there, but barely. Lloyd was there. Ja Rule hadn't left, but the momentum, the hits, the cultural heat, all of it was gone. Irv tried to fight his way back. He rebranded to the Ink. He searched for new distribution. He tried to find the next wave, but the industry had moved on. The sound had changed, and the artists who had defined the label were ready to move on too.
They're afraid. Look, when the feds come in the indictment, they said that they beat the case.
Yeah.
Ain't beat no case. You never did nothing.
Right.
You never did nothing. They put him in the indictment because when you gave him $50,000, they said you was money laundering. You gave him the $50,000 because you. And when I keep having friction with them, he goes, "Let's kill this little." Yeah. Man, tell you he beat the case, and when he said by the time he was done with his case, he owed $2 million. How did you beat? How did you win? You never did nothing. I went to trial with a legal aid attorney. A legal aid attorney had never been to trial because they couldn't help. There was no financial help or support for him because of that. So the government is saying, get these out of the way, trying to help by giving them the case. And they'll struggle to beat that case while we're taking care of what we need to take care of with this. They look at me like I'm a bully because I ain't accept what just went down. They don't teach you to accept that.
Well, we actually have a little surprise for you. Like some big fans of y'all. We want to bring them out right now. Can we get the fans come out?
Probably your biggest fans.
They're really big fans of y'all.
Irv Gotti and Ja Rule.
Irv and Ja.
I heard my princess wasn't feeling right.
So you become man and
come on.
Oh, that's love. What's up, Ja?
Love right here. Ja Rule's in the house.
By 2009, it was over. Ashanti officially departed from the label in May of that year. Irv's public statement was measured. He said the relationship had run its course. Behind closed doors, the split was bitter. The issue of her masters, who owned them and would remain contentious for years.
How does this affect business? How does
What, my show or what affects business?
because it's public, right? Is it Ashanti? No?
Oh.
It's not public.
Wow.
Yeah, all right. It's not. No, you know what? Listen. Let me say this. It was. If we're talking about the show that supposedly I said all of this, right?
Said what?
I never said nothing. It was asked. A question was posed to me on the show, like.
Ashanti gonna be on the show.
Ashanti ain't on the show. Ashanti ain't on the show. Ashanti made a collective decision when I was going through my trial that she felt this was hurting her. You know what I'm saying? And she felt Murder Inc. was hurting her or damaging her career. And she was growing and she moved on, which is all good. You understand? But if you don't see
It caused some sort of, I guess, separation personally.
I mean, if someone comes to you, Ange, after you put them on, right? And someone comes to you and says, hey, this is no good anymore. I've grown. It's hurting me. I'm out. I want to be out. What are you gonna? And they try to in essence get off the label. What would you do? Like, I think I handled it pretty graciously. You know what I'm saying? And took it on the.
Are you disappointed?
Would you be?
I'm asking you.
I mean.
Yes.
Yes, of course. It's somebody who I've invested a lot of time, energy, effort, love, a lot of things.
Now? Is she stuck on your label and nothing's? Is she going to be able to move on, or how does this work?
I mean, she has Universal and Murder Inc. working her project, or whatever, and she's making her own music. You know what I'm saying? And then now I'm like Leo with her. Instead of being like how Gotti was, I'm like Leo. I sit back, she plays me records, and she says, yo, this is what I want to do. I give her my opinion, but at the end of the day, it's what she wants to do.
Can we expect to see you involved in a Murder Inc. documentary? No. Okay, no way. You knew the answer to that.
But see, let's clear this up.
Okay.
We're not going to say relationship. We dealt with each other, but having was Irv my boyfriend? Was I his girlfriend? Never. Because, when someone is consistently saying to you, you ain't shit, fuck you, you're not even fucking loyal, I made you, I made the world want to fuck you.
What?
Niggas want to fuck you because I made you look like that. I made you fuckable.
Really, nigga?
I genuinely, in my heart, I believe that Irv wishes death on me. 1,000,000%.
Oh, no.
1,000,000%.
Really?
1,000,000%.
That's horrible.
It's crazy. And that's...
Yeah, always. And I'm very protective of just my whole family as a whole. But I try to be as real about it as possible. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and put myself in that situation before I react. But if I do that and I still feel the same way, that's how I know, that's what it is. But she's a strong person, man, and she understands you have to be to last this long in this business. You have to be as successful as she is and to continuously work at it. So it's not like she's a damsel in distress, you know what I'm saying? She be rocking and rolling. But we talk. If she wants me to talk, I'm there. It's just about letting her know, like, yo, you need me to step up, I'm right here. If not, I'll chill because I can't go overboard.
Mm-hmm. She seems like the type, well, I don't know you personally, but may say, actually, don't say anything, because you probably will.
Sometimes.
Yeah, you probably will.
It's okay, Dad.
Yeah.
A month later, Lloyd followed.
I made a lot of changes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you pleased with where you are right now in your career?
I'm happier than I've ever been.
Yeah?
I'm happy to say that I worked out my own release, and I am very optimistic about the future.
Well, I'm a little curious about why you decided to walk away from Irv Gotti and the Inc. You've been with them for 5 years, and you put the word out that you wanted off the label. What prompted your decision to leave?
Well, ever since I signed, I was completely dedicated to trying to make good music, something that's worth hearing, and just trying to work with this rubble that I was given and build something out of it.
The rubble being?
Being the current state of the label when I first arrived.
Okay.
I really didn't have too much to work with, so I came in and tried to change things around a bit. And really focus on just making good, solid music. Right after the release of Southside, my debut album, and before the release of my sophomore album, the label itself had no distribution. And I was forced to record my own music with my own money, with my own friends.
While you were signed to the label?
While I was still under contract, yes.
Okay.
All I had was me and my management and my friends here in Atlanta. And we tried to really create a buzz around the industry with a song called You, featuring Lil Wayne.
Stop the way you need it, the way you move that girl, you done got my heart.
Shortly thereafter, we reached out to Wayne and asked him if he would record a version of the song. And he immediately, I remember, sent the song back the same day I sent it to him. And it just kind of gave the song this new life.
So hey shorty, what it is, the Carter who it is, and shorty do it big.
Wayne version took over the city, and the other station was actually forced to play the Wayne version because so many people was requesting it, and then it just spread and spread like wildfire.
1, 2, 3, go. Stop, wait a minute, while you move that girl, you done got my heart.
And Ja Rule, Irv's original partner, the man the whole thing was built around, went independent. starting his own label called Empire. Murder Inc., or the Inc., as it had come to be known, was effectively finished.
I can see we get paid, get paid, get paid, get paid. What?
Me and my people's heavy Chevy riding to the east side.
Go.
On my block is
Lock and load.
Smoke supply, better watch fold.
Then, in 2011, the final blow landed outside the label entirely. He was sentenced to 2 years in federal prison on weapons charges.
Queens-born rapper Ja Rule pleads guilty to attempted criminal possession of a weapon after police stopped him in July 2007. Officials said they found a loaded semi-automatic gun in the back of his luxury sports car after he was pulled over for speeding. After entering his plea, the 34-year-old, who was born as Jeffrey Atkins, was promised at least 2 years in prison. An attorney for the Grammy-nominated artist did not comment after the proceedings. Ja Rule will be sentenced in February.
He served his time, but his commercial momentum never recovered. How do you measure the collapse of Murder Inc., not just in albums that didn't sell or court cases lost, but in the moment the culture stopped believing in them? And in hip-hop, once you lose that, you rarely get it back.
Oh, these Cartier bracelets, love bracelets, you know what I'm saying? Me and my wife rock these to show our love. I tell that, you know what I'm saying? AP, you know.
Okay. What's it saying, man?
Oh, this is my apartment. This is my logo, icon logo. Yeah. And then, you know, my pristine wedding ring and my pinky ring, man. My nigga, please shout out to Ivy, man. Good work, good work. Key to making good motherfucking chicken. Getting right.
Many men, many men can't cook them wings.
But stories like this don't end cleanly. And Murder Inc.'s legacy is more complicated than its collapse. In 2017, Irv officially relaunched Murder Inc. under a partnership with 300 Entertainment. He hadn't given up. He never would. In 2021, Ashanti publicly announced she was re-recording her debut album to reclaim her masters, a move that forced the conversation about artist ownership back into the spotlight.
It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building who has more vacation days than all of us put together.
Don't do that.
Yes, Ashanti, ladies and gentlemen. Well, congratulations on winning the Lady of Soul Award.
Thank you.
And also the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Hey. Actually happening in April of next year, which is dope because it'll mark exactly 20 years since my first album. Sauce it up a little bit.
But I thought after 20 years, I thought you automatically, as an artist, you get your masters back after a certain amount of time in the industry.
You get the right to re-record.
Oh.
You get the right to re-record. So what happens is, once I re-record that and that's available, then that's what goes to all of the streaming platforms, and then all of those residuals and that money comes to me.
Now, before
Gotcha.
that
You know what I
happened,
mean?
had you ever tried to like negotiate a deal? Because you know sometimes when an artist first signs, you were only 14.
When I had my first record deal, I was 14. I was signed to Jive.
Right, you were signed to Jive, and then you did this deal. So
Well,
sometimes,
actually, like 3 record deals later. But
Oh,
yeah.
damn, it was that
It was
many?
a long. People think that it was just like, hey, I met John, it was on, but no, I had 3 failed record deals. Yes.
right? I knew you had one at 14. So damn.
Yeah.
So Murder Inc. was really kind
Yeah,
of
like number
the,
4, I think. So for me, what I spoke about was giving me my files. So when I'm performing on tour, the band has what they need to collectively create the records the right way, right? So my sounds and my sessions and my music, so we could separate everything and the band could play the records as opposed to playing on a 2-track. So we spoke about that a couple of years ago, and it was an issue. You know what I mean? So I'm just at a real positive
So he
place.
didn't want to give you the files for that.
Nothing.
Right.
And then came the moment the culture had been waiting for. In 2023, Ja Rule and Ashanti reunited for a versus battle, one of the most watched in the format's history. The nostalgia was real. The love from the audience was overwhelming. The era that Murder Inc. represented, melodic, unafraid of emotion, had aged remarkably well.
Sanchez, are we ready? Oh, I think so. Those hips, those eyes,
Love the way you thug me.
and I can't deny.
Love it when I'm with you.
Irv Gotti spent his final years in entertainment, working on new projects and fighting for his legacy. On February 5, 2025, he unfortunately passed away at the age of 54, surrounded by family. His family wrote, "Our dad was a true visionary who transformed the hip-hop industry and changed the game for artists and fans alike." Kenneth Supreme McGriff, the government convicted him in 2007 of murder conspiracy and drug trafficking. 50 Cent built one of the most diversified entertainment empires in hip-hop history. He never lost the beef. And Ja Rule, he's still here, still performing, still packing arenas. Murder Inc. Records lasted roughly 6 years at its peak. In that time, it generated hundreds of millions in revenue, produced multiple #1 albums, broke records, and defined an era of hip-hop that still gets talked about, sampled, and celebrated today. Its story is a warning and a testament at the same time, about the thin line between the streets and the boardroom, about how quickly the industry turns when the law shows up, about what happens when loyalty, money, and power collide.
Like I said, I respected that Murder Inc. When I seen Cadillac Top pull up on my block and check 50 by itself, nigga, with a bunch of on the block. So I always looked at Murder Inc. different, like, yo, these are some real. I never looked at them like they soft, you heard? Me, I just get busy, so I'm a banger. But I already knew they was gonna be a problem. Like, them is not soft. Them got a reputation, bro. Like, cause might think Ja Rule soft, that's their opinion.